Hello everybody, this is Kiran Naik. Welcome back to this channel, Geography Concept Simplified. In today's video, I am going to discuss on the topic tides. So make sure you watch this video till the end. What are tides? Tides are the alternate rise and fall of the ocean water. Next question comes in our mind is what makes this ocean water to rise and fall? This is due to combined effects of the gravitational force that is exerted on the earth by moon and the sun. Also, the rotation of the earth plays a very important role. Along with these two factors, the distance between all these celestial bodies, that is earth, sun and the moon, also play a very essential role. Sun is bigger than the moon, but since sun is far away from the earth as compared to moon determines the magnitude of the tides. When gravitational pull takes place, both land as well as water is attracted towards this celestial body. But water being in a liquid stage, the relative pull of the water is high as compared to the land. When we study tides, we also have to discuss on tidal bulge. What is this tidal bulge? The ocean water is pulled towards the moon due to impact of gravitational pull. So the surface of the water which is close to the moon will be attracted towards the moon because of the gravitational pull. This is known as tidal bulge. So one side facing towards the moon will be having one tide, other side which is opposite towards the earth is also having one tide. In simple word, tidal bulge is a high tide phenomena. Let's discuss this with the help of a diagram. As you can see in this diagram, this is moon and this is earth. Due to the moon's gravitational pull, the water of the earth from this side is pulled towards the moon. So there is one tidal bulge due to gravity of the moon. On the other side, there is also one tidal bulge taking place due to inertia, or I can say due to centrifugal force. The centrifugal force is the force that is moving away from the center. So this side, the water is moving in this direction due to gravitational pull. On the other side, the water is moving in the opposite direction due to the centrifugal force. So one high tide will be experienced in this side, one high tide will be experienced in this side. On the other sides, there will be low tide. Suppose if the person is standing at this point, he will experience high tide. As I said, the tides are also responsible due to rotation of the earth. So now when the earth will be rotating, this person will reach at this point after 6 hours. So after 6 hours, he will be experiencing low tide. Again the earth is rotating. When he will reach here, he will experience high tide. Again when he will reach at this point after 6 hours, he will experience low tide. Again when he will come back at this point, he will experience high tide. So normally in a day, there are 2 high tides and 2 low tides. Tides are classified into different types. Based on heights, they are classified into high tides and low tides. Based on the position of the moon, sun and the earth, they are again further subclassified into spring tide and neap tide. Again, based on the frequency of tides, they are classified into diurnal tides, semi-diurnal tides and mixed tides. We will discuss this one by one in detail now. According to the height, the tides are classified into high tides and low tides. The sea water, when it reaches to its maximum height, is known as high tide, whereas the sea water, when it reaches at its lowest height, is known as low tide. So high tides are the area where sea water is at its maximum height, whereas low tide are the areas where sea water reaches to its minimum height. We also have something called as tidal range. What is this tidal range? Tidal range is the difference between this high tide and low tide. This tidal range is not same everywhere. It is not constant. It changes from tide to tide based on the position of the moon and the earth. So let us understand this with the help of a diagram. In this diagram, you can see that the water has reached up to this point. So this will be the high tide point. Whereas after the high tide, the water has come down at this level. So this is low tide. So the difference between the high tide and the low tide is the tidal range. For example, during high tide, the water has reached at 10 meters. And during low tide, the water has reached at 6 meters. So what will be the tidal range? The tidal range will be 4 meters. This range is not same. It is changing from tides to tides, place to place, and it depends upon the position of the moon and earth. The world's largest tidal range is 16.3 meters and it is found in the Bay of Fundy in Canada. So this is all about classification of tide based on height. According to the position of the moon, earth and sun, the tides are classified into two types, spring tide and neap tide. What happens during spring tide? During spring tide, the earth, sun and moon are aligned in a straight line. So when they are in the straight line, the combined effect of the moon and the sun's gravitational pull creates a strong tide on the earth's surface, and that is known as spring tide. In this position, as I said, the sun, moon and the earth are in a straight line, so the gravitational pull of the moon and the sun are in a straight line. So there is a double effect on the earth. This tide is also known as king tide because this is the highest tide that will be observed on the earth's surface. This type of tides are found twice in a month, one in the new moon day and second in the full moon day. Let us observe this with the help of a diagram. As you can see in this diagram, the sun, moon and the earth are in a straight line. This side also there is a gravitational pull of the moon, and this on the same side there is a gravitational pull of the sun. So there is a combined gravitational pull of the moon and sun produces a stronger tide that is known as spring tide. Other side also there is one tidal bulge due to the centrifugal force. This is the highest tide that will be observed on the earth's surface. This is during the new moon day. Now let us see about the second phase. When moon revolves around the earth and when it will reach at this place, again they will be in a straight line. Sun, earth and moon will be in a straight line. So this side there will be a gravitational pull due to sun, and the other side there will be a gravitational pull due to moon. This situation also gives spring tide where there is highest tidal bulge on the both sides. So these are the spring tides occurring in both situations. This type of tides are more favorable for fishing activity, and if they coincide with sunset and sunrise, then this time is the most favorable time for fishing activity. Next is neap tide. During neap tide, the position of the sun, moon and the earth creates right angle. Since now they are in the opposite direction, the gravitational pull of the moon and sun fights with each other because now there is a gravitational pull in the opposite direction, and that is why the difference between the high tide and low tide is very less. So therefore in neap tide you will not find much difference between the tidal range. Let us observe this with the help of a diagram. Now here you can see the sun is in this direction and the moon is in this direction. So it creates a right angle. So there is a gravitational pull of the sun in this direction and gravitational pull of the moon in this direction. So both are in a opposite direction, unlike the spring tide. So here also you will observe one bulge, and here also you will observe another bulge. This side also you will observe another bulge, but this will be lesser as compared to the moon, because the sun is far away from the earth as compared to moon. So this type of tides are less prominent for fishing activities, unlike spring tide. The seabed activities also tend to be less during this phenomena, and this type of tides are found during half moon day or first quarter and the third quarter. According to the frequency, tides are classified into diurnal tides, semi-diurnal tides and mixed tides. What happens during diurnal tides? The word diurnal refers to daily occurrence. In this situation, there is only one complete tidal cycle per day, meaning there is only one high tide and one low tide observed during the tidal cycle. This refers to as diurnal tides. In this diagram you can see there is one high tide of 1 meter and one low tide of -1 meter. That is known as diurnal tide. Next type of tide is semi-diurnal tide. In this situation, there are 2 equal high tides and 2 low tides per day. The difference between the high tide and the low tide is 12 hours 25 minutes. In this diagram, there are 2 high tides of equal height, that is 2 meters, and also 2 low tide which is of unequal height. The third type of tide is mixed tide. In this type of tides, there are 2 unequal high tides and 2 low tides. This is the mixture of semi-diurnal and diurnal oscillation. One high tide is at 3 meter, second high tide is at 2 meter. Similarly, one low tide at -1 meter and second one is at around 0.5 meters. This refers to mixed tides. Next very important thing you should know is stages of tide. Each tide go in 4 stages. We have low tide, ebb tide, high tide and flood tide. Now by now you know about the low tide and high tide. The water when reached at its maximum height is known as high tide, whereas when the water reaches at its lowest height is known as low tide. Now what is this flood tide and ebb tide? The time difference between the low tide and the high tide where water level is increasing, that is known as flood tide. So over a period of several hours there will be a rise in the sea water, that is known as flood tide or flood current. Similarly, the time difference between the high tide and the low tide where water level is decreasing, that is known as ebb tide or ebb current, where after several hours the water level will stop receding and will reach at its lowest height, that is known as ebb tide or ebb currents. Let's focus on the importance of tides. We know the causes of tides. So when we know the causes of tides, we can do prediction, meaning now we are aware when the high tide will be coming and when the low tide will be taking place. So when we can do predictions, it is very useful for navigation and also for fishing activities. We all are aware that ocean routes are very useful for navigation. Lot of bulky goods are transported from one place to another through sea route. So when we know when high tides will be coming and when low tides will be taking place, it will helpful to navigate. Also, it will be helpful for fishermen for their fishing activities. Nowadays, fishermen go in deep oceans for commercial fishing, but still for the domestic fishermen, tides are very important to do their fishing activity. These tides are also very useful for desilting the sediments. The river deposits lot of sediments at the mouth of the river where fresh water is merging with the salt water or at the estuary's point. So during the high tide, the water level increases and it will take all the sediments along with it during the low tide in the oceans. So desiltation can takes place because of the tides. These tides are also very helpful for removing the pollutants that are deposited in the estuary by the rivers. So during high tide, when water level rises, these pollutants get mixed with the ocean water and it is taken away from this estuary point. Last but not the least, the tides are very useful for generating electricity. Through the tidal energy, we can generate electricity. The turbines are put inside the water, and during high tide and low tide, these turbines are generating. The fans inside this water will generate with the help of turbines and the electricity is produced. These are some of the importance of tides. Well, this is all about tides. I hope you guys like this video. If you are new on this channel, please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to share this video among your friends and spread the knowledge of geography. I'll see you all in the next video. Till then, goodbye.